You also talk about in your book just working on set with Bob Saget and John Stamos, and we've interviewed Bob before, and we were not sure to expect because everybody's like, you know, some of his jokes are, you know, a little nasty, and then sometimes he acts like Danny Tanner, and we were fine with either one. Like whatever Bob we get, I'll deal with Entourage Bob, I'll deal with Full House Bob, whichever one. And he came in and just went full dad mode on us, and he just kept saying like, "Oh no, I can't say that." And he just went full Danny Tanner, and he gave us this nice lesson at the end.
It was very sweet.
It was so nice. It was just so nice. But I'm wondering what it was like for you guys to be on set. Were you hearing these jokes, or were you guys kind of blind to it?
I think he's really good at reading a room, and so he knows when to be appropriate and when to not be appropriate, you know, depending on if he's doing a comedy show, anything goes. It's just whatever comes out of his mouth is whatever comes out of his mouth.
He's hilarious.
But on the set, he was very much a dad to us on the set, and he has 3 daughters of his own, so it kind of paralleled his Danny Tanner life. But then you get him with John Stamos and Dave Coulier, and they act a little bit like frat boys. Then the inappropriate jokes start coming out. But our moms were on set too, so they would just be like, Bob, you know, the finger would come out, and they'd be like, Bob, the girls are around, so the guys would reel it in, and keep it G-rated when we were around. The Danny Tanner side of Bob is so sweet. He is so loving, and he has such a big heart. And we just wrapped Fuller House last week, and he was just so emotional for the entire last week. It just, you can tell how much the show meant to him and how much we all mean to each other. So Bob Saget has a big heart, and I love him so much.
And you posted a video of you guys doing karaoke. You were singing the theme song one last time, I guess, before you wrapped up. What are your thoughts now that it's over? I mean, it's not over for us because we didn't see it yet.
It hasn't premiered yet. We're very sad. Last week was tough. I'll admit, we were all crying because we've done this before. We said goodbye once 20 years ago, and we know how hard that was. And back then, reboots weren't a thing, so we thought this is it. This is it. We'll never see each other again. We'll never do these characters again. And of course, we saw each other again. So now we know we'll always be in each other's lives. But we miss the day-to-day and bringing these characters to life. Like I'm going to miss playing Kimmy Gibbler so much because she's such a fun character to play. And it's this family feeling doesn't just mean the cast. Like that extends to our crew as well. So our first AD, our second AD, our lighting guys, our camera operators, like we were all a family. And many of them worked on the original show too. So they were working with us as little girls and now as young moms. So it was very sad to say goodbye. And I'm sorry it's over because I don't feel like it should be. I think there's a lot of stories still to be told. I wish we could have gotten a few more seasons out of it, but I know that 5 seasons on Netflix is a really good thing. And we're grateful for those 5 seasons. Every day we were grateful to get to do it again.
I absolutely loved Fuller House. I thought the dynamic between you and Candace and Jody, kind of as adults, was so cute to watch. And then obviously with your kids on the show, I loved Kimmy Gibbler as a mom. I thought it was a totally kind of different Kimmy, but a great Kimmy. How did you guys feel to have now this whole new group of child actors on set? Were you super protective over them because you knew what that was like?
Yeah, we were protective, but we were also a little hard on them too because we were like, we've been through this, so we know. When it's time to work, it's time to work, and you don't bring food on set and leave your phones in your dressing room. So we were kind of like moms on the set too, and we're like, hey, if we did it for 8 years, you guys can do it too. But at the same time, we loved the kids, and we know it was a huge thing to come into this juggernaut, this legacy of the show, and play the new kids. So that had to be tremendous pressure, and the kids handled it so well, and they were such a great addition. It was such a natural thing to bring them into our Fuller House family. They fit right in. And I don't think if they were intimidated, they didn't show it.
That's great.
What was it like when they came to you for Fuller House? Because obviously you had been taking the time off for 20 years, and then all of a sudden they come back to you with this idea.
Yeah, I can remember the exact moment. Jeff Franklin called me out of the blue and asked, like, he didn't even beat around the bush. He was just like, you want to come back and be Kimmy Gibbler for, this spinoff, this reboot? And I was like, yes. Because yes, like, why wouldn't I? This character is great. I know the people. I trusted our executive producers to protect the legacy of the show and do a really good job. Like, we didn't want to do a movie like a Brady Bunch movie or something. We really wanted to honor the legacy of the show. And so I trusted our executive producers, and I was on board from the very beginning. Jeff had this clear idea that he wanted to do a flip of the original series. So instead of 3 men raising 3 girls, it's three women raising 3 boys plus Ramona.
Yeah.
And it was great. It took a long time to sell the show. We got rejected by network after network after network. And for a short time there, I didn't think the show was going to happen. And that was sad, because I was like, oh, this seems like such a home run. Like, we just couldn't convince people that our audience would still be invested all these years later. And then it took one person at Netflix who was just like, you know what? This is a hit, and I believe in it, and we're going to give you guys a chance. And then look what happened. Yeah. So I'm so thankful for Brian at Netflix who made it all happen.